Everyone looks forward to getting their Christmas edition of the Homeboro Post.
Well, I can't sell any papers without my newsies. Where are those kids?
I think I see them. They're all down the street looking in that candy store. Let me give you a hand. Hey, newsies, papers are in. Let's go. Well, that ought to do it. Now, you have a Merry Christmas, Hattie McGee.
The same to you, Hank. Take a walk. but it seems like each Christmas Eve is noisier and busier than the last one. I used to wonder why everyone was in such a hurry on December 24th. Well, I don't think it's because they're buying that last-minute gift or trying to get home. Nope. I think everyone just senses that they know there are miracles in the air today just waiting to happen. And everyone senses they just might be a part of it. Take Sam Gillespie here in his caroling group. Actually, they're the entire congregation of the Central Avenue Community Church about 6 blocks over. Yep, you heard me, all 8 of them. Inside 1 year, their pastor got called to a bigger church across the county. The rest of the congregation decided it took too long to drive downtown to go to church. These are the only ones left. Sam here was the head usher, first to arrive, last to leave. Everybody got so used to shaking his hand on the way out the door that they just started calling him pastor. He refused to take the title of reverend, so he became Brother Sam. They're out here caroling again, trying to raise money for their soup kitchen and basically to keep their own doors open. Seems they sure could use a miracle, maybe even 2. And here's another establishment that's always trying to get more people to come through its doors, Herzog's Department Store, the oldest store in Honesboro, Indiana. And I should know, my news hut's been here just about as long as the store has. But things sure have changed here since Elliot Herzog Jr. took over for his dad about 5 years ago. Folks used to say nobody had more Christmas spirit than Herzog's. But now, this place sure could use a heap of miracles. And you know, there's no better day for miracles to happen than Christmas Eve. After all, it was on this night that the biggest miracle of all happened long ago. And I think there's still a little bit of that first miracle waiting to rub off on all of us. Let's wait and see. As you were. Sorry, I almost forgot. These are the 2 that you really need to keep your eye on this Christmas Eve. That is, if you can get them to slow down long enough. This here's Alice Garfield. Nobody seems more out of luck, yet full of faith, as Alice Garfield. She's a 2nd grade teacher that's taken a seasonal sales job here at Herzog's to try to make ends meet this year. This is her 3rd Christmas alone. Her husband, Frank, was killed in action in Okinawa. But she's never looked back. She just keeps looking up and moving forward. And this here's her daughter, Katie. Only at the moment, Alice doesn't recognize her. She thinks Katie spends every morning at the neighbor's with her younger brother, Scott. But Katie's taken a seasonal sales job, too, selling newspapers from me. And I reckon they're both dead set on a collision course with a miracle. I wonder if it'll be today. Guess there's only one way to find out.
Hi, Hattie.
Hi, Katie. How
Like
you
my
doing?
new disguise today?
Oh.
Nobody knew it was me. Not even Sergeant Buchanan.
Well, it's a good thing, because if he did, he would have arrested you for impersonation. Impersonation of a man with very questionable taste. Where did you find this outfit?
In the attic. It's my grandpa's. Gram used to hide a bunch of his clothes at our house.
I can see why.
She said he was starting to cause accidents.
Well, you were headed for an accident right over there if you're not more careful. I declare, Katie Louise Garfield, if your mother ever finds out that you're sneaking away from Mrs. Schuster's every morning and selling newspapers from me, boy, are we going to get in trouble.
Oh, don't worry. She won't find out. Mrs. Schuster's in on it. So is my little brother. I told him that if he snitched, Santa would leave my stocking full of cut-up worms.
For a 4-year-old, that doesn't seem to be much of a threat.
Well, besides, it's my last day, and Mrs. Schuster knows I'm doing this until I earn enough money. I want to buy my mom that locket in Herzog's window. You know, the one that she wants so much. But it's got to be a surprise.
Oh, she'll be surprised, all right. Just let's get these curls under that cap.
I'm sure glad you hire girls. All the other newsstands in town only wanted boy newsies.
Listen, as far as you're concerned, you are a boy newsie. So are the other girls. Just remember to keep those curls underneath of that cap.
Okay.
And remember, no more freebies. Last week you gave away more papers than you actually sold.
I'm sorry. Some people didn't have any money.
They didn't have any change. It's not the same thing. I declare, you're too soft-hearted, just like your mother. Remember, love, you'll never make much by giving it all away.
I'll remember.
Are you catching a cold?
Oh, don't worry. I always sneeze in threes. I'm probably just allergic to Grandpa's coat.
Very understandable. Oh, no, don't use a hanky. Use your sleeve. Yeah, like that. Just use your sleeve. Yeah.
Is that what boys do?
Well, yeah, among other things. And it would help if you would say, "So's your old man," a lot, and then spit just occasionally. Yeah, just occasionally. Oh, gracious child, here comes your mother. Here, you need to skedaddle. Take a paper, put it up in front of your face, now duck down. Okay, scoot away.
See you at 5 o'clock.
Okay. Merry Christmas, Mrs.
Merry
Garfield.
Christmas to you, Hattie. And how are...
Excuse me.
Newsboy, just a minute.
Excuse me, the Christmas postman here. It's on the house. Oh yeah. So's your old man. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Hattie, I think you better start teaching your newsies some manners. And also some business sense. Why, you'll never make anything by giving things away.
So I've heard, so I've heard.
That newsboy looks a little familiar. Would I know him from somewhere?
I wouldn't be surprised. You look a little confused. Would you like a cup of tea? Let's go
yes,
to my house.
thank you.
Let me get these out of the way.
It's just that, oh, Hattie, first I dumped my insides of my purse all over Main Street. And then, well, I could have sworn I saw my father walking down the street, but that's impossible. He's in Chicago, and we won't see him until New Year's.
That's right. It's just the bustle of Christmas Eve. You know what they say. Anything can happen, including my pot falling over, including a miracle or two.
Well, I sure could use both of them.
Still short in the cash department?
I took this sales job on pure commission. Boy, was that a step of faith in the wrong direction.
Oh, here's the thing about steps of faith. You can only take one at a time. Everything will work out. You'll see. It'll work out eventually.
But I can't wait for eventually, Hattie. I have until 5 o'clock today. And then poof, just like Cinderella, my extra job evaporates, my extra paycheck becomes a pumpkin, and what am I still left with? A 1934 Studebaker with a busted carburetor. And 2 kids with empty stockings.
Empty stockings. You don't mean they don't.
Well, I don't mean empty. I just mean I can't buy those special gifts. Like Scotty had his heart set on one of those yellow chrome line pedal powder cars over at Herzog's. And Katie wanted a bicycle, although she stopped mentioning it 2 weeks ago after the car died. She's something pretty special, you know.
Oh, it runs in the family. It runs in the family.
Excuse me, ladies.
Well, Merry
Christmas to
Christmas,
you.
Brother Sam. The caroling was beautiful.
With such enthusiastic participation.
Yes, well, that's what happens when your entire church congregation is also your church choir. Perfect attendance at every concert. They only tend to get my confused, of course, when it's time to applaud.
Oh, I can see why. The nativity scene is still on for this afternoon, isn't it?
Yes, I've got my frankincense right here.
Oh,
and
good.
hey, Alice, I was over at the bus stop just a little bit ago with Sergeant Buchanan, and I found this. Now, he said it might be yours. It appears you had a slight mishap.
Oh, well, Sergeant Buchanan never was good at filling out accident reports. Keep the money, Brother Sam. Put it in your soup kitchen.
Well, are you sure, Alice? I mean, the church is able to...
Oh, I'm sure. There are many more people who need this far more than I, especially today.
Yes, especially today. Well, I'll be saving a few seats for you anyways, all right?
Okay.
You'll be able to come to our service tonight, I hope. We're going to be giving away all kinds of food and toys and clothing.
Well, I'm not quite that destitute. Not yet, anyway. But I know Katie and Scott would love it. I'm just not sure how late I have to work. Today's my last day.
Oh, well, like I say, I'll save a couple seats for you, which shouldn't prove to be too difficult, I don't believe.
On the top of the 24th tier.
Hello,
Sergeant
Sergeant
Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Could I offer anyone a jelly donut this morning? Special flavor today. Peppermint.
Oh, no,
Well,
thank you.
no, thank
It's so good to finally see you, Sergeant Buchanan, and your rations there. We were beginning to worry about you.
Well, you know, Mrs. McGee, I've been on patrol since dawn. You know, I like to make sure the bakery is secure when it opens.
Yes.
But now that the business day is about to begin, I've got the precinct on alert for looting and riot control. After all, today is Christmas Eve, and anything can happen today.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
Say, preacher, that was some mighty fine warbling.
Thank you.
But could you get your folks to sing Pig o' my heart.
Well, it is Christmas, Sergeant.
Okay, well then, how about the wearing of the green?
Well, I'll put in your request, all right? Hey, good day, everyone.
Goodbye, Brother Sam.
Hattie, I need to use your phone to check in with headquarters. I've stationed some men in a manhole on the corner of Central and 33rd. Oh, and Alice? I'm glad to see your father's in town for the holidays.
My dad? You saw him too?
Yes, he never looked better. Tell him to drop by some evening this week for donuts and a game of canasta. Oh, that man sure knows how to dress. Lieutenant O'Shaughnessy, it's Buchanan. Did you hand out the gas masks this morning?
Oh, Hattie, I don't think I'm ready for today.
Quiet! 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 You guys aren't listening. Now I mean it. I really, really need your help today. I think my mom is on to me. So I've got to trade Main Street for somewhere else. Anywhere else. Volunteers? Thanks, Kelly. I'll take Central and you take Main. And the rest of you, give me a little secret sign. Like this, if you see my mom coming, okay? Yeah. Now, what do I have to earn today? Trudy, you're the treasurer. What's my total? Oh, wow. I didn't know I needed to earn that much more.
And I can't believe how much more I need to earn, Hattie, in just one day. My kids really want those special gifts. They have such faith in me, I can't let them down now.
I've just got to get my mom that present. I'll have to try harder.
Nobody's trying harder than I am, Hattie, but I just can't get ahead. The fact is, I can barely keep up. Seems I'm always short on money and long on debt. Hard times I remember, but good times I forget. I'm full up with troubles, I'm fresh out of time, but all I've got is one more day to find. A little more Christmas at Christmas time this year, a little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer, a dream that won't vanish, that dares to last, a little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas may be tough, when believing in Christmas just may not be enough. But if a little more faith will find its way under my Christmas tree, there'll be a little more Christmas
look sharp. Step lively, everyone. The store opens in 10 minutes, and I don't want to miss one single minute of sales today. Come along.
Oh, Hattie, look, it's my supervisor and the sales staff. Here I am with a 5 o'clock face, and it's not even 9. I wish I felt ready for today.
You're ready, just one step at a time.
Okay, gang, time to hit the streets. I'll be right there. I think I see my first sale headed this way.
And remember, minions, Herzog's means quality. Herzog's means quantity. Herzog's means quiet! Thank you.
Want a paper, mister? The Christmas Post. Only a nickel.
Ah, how quaint. An example of American entrepreneurial enterprise in miniature. Observe now, staff, the shrewd trade savvy of Maxwell Q. Selden. And so, my little fellow, what fine deal are you prepared to make me so that it won't take my nickel to another merchant?
Here's your paper, mister. It's free.
Wait a minute, kid, that's not a good deal. That's stupid.
So's your old man.
Staff, this is not the sales technique we hope to employ at Herzog's. Remember, we want people to buy things they never knew they wanted with money they never knew they had. It's a mission of mercy, it really is. Come along.
Good morning, Maxwell. Hi, everybody.
Mrs. Garfield. Late again, as usual.
Late? But I'm early. I was here before anybody.
Oh, we must have forgot about the 8 o'clock sales staff meeting. Outside of J.C. Penney's, we dumped 10 gallons of eggnog outside the entrance door. Whoops-a-daisy. Quiet!
But Maxwell, you know I can't get here by 8. Well, I can barely get here by 9. I have to walk, remember? Yeah. My car is broken. That's why I had to take this job. If I don't get my car fixed, I may lose my first job. I have a pile of bills and a mortgage, and it's Christmas.
Yes. Boo-hoo, Mrs. Garfield. The road of life is just full of bumps now, isn't it? But with or without a car, I expect you to be on time and in line by 9. And even though this is going to be your last day with us, and we're going to miss you so dearly, if you can't cut the Herzog mustard, you can always take early retirement.
You mean quit?
Of course.
But I can't quit. I have 2 kids who depend on me. Haven't you ever had to depend on someone, Maxwell?
No. Nor have I ever been a dependee. Life is a lot easier when you only have to worry about yourself. It's a very simple number to remember, Mrs. Garfield. 1.
1? That's all you have? Even on a day like today? Christmas Eve?
Well, certainly on a day like today. Why, look at this frenzied crowd. 1 is all I can keep track of. Now, come along, staff. We must ready the store.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Hey, may God deliver his richest blessings to you today.
Yes, it's fine, as long as they don't come COD. Now listen, brother Sam.
Sam.
Sam, whatever. Look, I'm sure the store will make its standard contribution if you just talk to the bookkeeper. But as you can see right now, I'm in a bit of a hurry to get the store open.
No. You don't seem to understand. I just wanted to go over the schedule of events for you today.
It's fine.
Now, according to this, on the even hours, we're going to be singing in front of your store. And then on the odd hours, in front of 42nd and Central. And then I believe at 4 o'clock, we're going to have our nativity right over there. Is that correct?
Yes. Look, fine. You can polka with reindeer, as far as I'm concerned. Just don't block the entrance to the store. And that goes for you, too, Miss Associated Press.
Happy holidays, Maxwell. Would you like some fruitcake?
I know your game. You just keep those papers and kids off of my store property.
Well, then how about a cheese ball? Can I cut you some?
Nah. First bribes, now threats. You know, I could have you reported to the Federal Trade Commission.
Oh, maybe one day you'll figure out how to have a real Christmas, Maxwell Selden. But until then, many happy returns of the season.
American commerce in decline. It's not a pretty sight, is it? Come along, Otis. Get that door open. And the rest of you shoppers, come on now, back away. Give my staff a chance to get in. Back off now. Come on. The store doesn't open for 10 minutes. Give us a little room. Like a pack of wild animals. Back. was saying, Father.
Brother.
Brother, whatever. Look, we want peppy carols today.
Peppy?
Yes, full of zing, plenty of razzmatazz. You know, we want to put people in the mood to lay down and let us, not kneel and pray. So stick to the jingle and fa la la department.
Well, you know, Maxwell, I guess you and I see Christmas from a different perspective. You see it as a season of selling, and, well, I see it as a season of receiving.
Yes. Selling, receiving, what's the difference? As long as they come in the right order.
Well, actually, there's a very big difference. Because, you see, the only present that really matters at Christmas, well, it can't be bought. And that's because it's free.
Free gifts. Now, there's a great way to go out of business, brother.
Well, I'm certainly glad for the world that Jesus didn't share that philosophy.
Well, obviously, Jesus never knew how to market Christmas, now did he?
Maxwell, Jesus is Christmas.
No. I'll tell you what Christmas is. Christmas is people. These people, the American consumer. Gullible fools, all of them. But to be quite honest, Rev, on Christmas Eve, they want to be shopping in a store, not praying in a church.
Well, you know, in a way, you have a point there. Those people are what Christmas is all about, and that's all the more reason that we're going to be out there singing today, because there's a lot that they need to hear.
Yes, but to keep things peppy, right?
Oh, yes, lots and lots of joy, trust me.
And modern, very today.
Oh, news. Good news, as a matter of fact, yes.
Well, excellent. This might work out then. Maybe we'll even steal some of that paper peddler's business. All right, staff. The store looks primed. Everyone to your posts. Miss Garfield, Miss Dexter, to your posts.
Yes, we were just rearranging the jewelry display.
Well, thank you. Toys, Mrs. Garfield. Your department is toys.
I remember.
Thank you.
Nadine, keep your eye on that silver locket, the big one. I know I don't have the money to buy it, but I'd really miss looking at it every day.
All right, staff. Everything looks in good shape. Store will open in approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Ahoy! Arriving at old 900 hours off the starboard bow.
Mr. Herzog arrives, and he's early. Of all days, he's early. And he's already in the store. All right, come everybody, quickly assemble a line and display the merchandise. Quickly, up front, quickly. Get up there, quick, grab Brother Smith. Okay, everybody display the merchandise. Okay, now, look happy. Oh, no, too superficial. Look humble. Oh, no, too sad. Look aggressive. No, much too angry. Look religious. Come on, Brother Spam.
Sam,
well, look like you want to sell something.
Well, I don't want to sell anything. I want people to receive.
Well, here, receive then. Everybody sing.
What shall we sing, Maxwell?
Something, anything, Peppy, the first thing that comes to your mind.
What's this?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Herzog. Happy birthday to you.
Not the best choice.
Well, if this is a surprise party, there's been a gross miscalculation. You do have the correct date of my birth entered in the captain's log, don't you, Miss Plunkett?
June 17th. An act of Congress couldn't change it.
Well, if anyone thinks that today is June 17th, they're in for a rude awakening. Miss Plunkett and I have been down here since dawn, double-checking the inventory, and I expect every one of you to meet your quota and unload your cargo. To your stations. Not that way, Mrs. Garfield, to starboard.
I'm
Starboard.
sorry, sir. Aye.
And Mr. Selden, a word, please.
Aye.
Brilliant maneuver, Maxie. That seasoned the old brain.
At least I got one.
Double check the inventory. Don't worry, kid. The boss barks at everyone, just like a poodle.
You see, I've been working here for 2 weeks, and I still can't keep my bow and stern straight.
It's been 2 years for the rest of us, darling. He was only in the Navy for 5 months during the war, you know. Never saw a day of action, just sat on a cargo freight in San Diego. I think he's compensating for missed opportunities.
Well, he certainly runs a tight ship.
Honey, if things were any tighter around here, we'd all die of asphyxiation. Everything is done exactly the way my father did it when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. That dog don't hunt. Old man Herzog ran a store that put the customer before the almighty dollar, especially at Christmas. Everyone in Holmesboro said that no one had more Christmas spirit than Herzog's.
Well, what happened?
Herzog, Jr.
So,
let's have no more slip-ups, Captain Selden, or you'll find yourself back in the galley where you started.
The warehouse, sir? You wouldn't.
I would.
You could.
I could. It took us 3 years to put you in charge of sporting goods, and 4 years to make you a sales manager. It would only take 1 minute for me to send you back to heaving boxes. So I'd better see some pucks and putters flying off the shelves today. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah. But you see, it really wasn't my fault. You see, Mrs. Garfield came in late for the 8 o'clock staff meeting, and then she came in with a most uncooperative attitude.
I said, do I make myself clear?
Aye, aye.
And the rest of you, I want your sails hoisted and your rudder straight. It's full sails ahead. I especially want you to seize any opportunity you have to get rid of these cloth dolls and paddle balls. We're overstocked, and today is the last day to get rid of them. So no matter what a child thinks he or she wants, make them buy one of these instead.
Oh, but Mr. Herzog, we all need to wish for one special present.
Mrs. Garfield, there is only one thing that Christmas is about: selling surplus. So everybody move them, or you may find yourselves getting moved right out the door. Any questions?
Yes,
What do you want?
I have a question.
And who are you?
I'm Father Sam. I'm Brother Sam. Look, I'm from the church 6 blocks down.
Yes. The Holy United First Tabernacle Family Singers or whatever. Well, sing whatever you want, wherever you want. Just keep things peppy, stay away from the door, and at the end of the day, we get 10% of your take.
10%?
That is the correct figure, isn't it, Miss Plunkett?
Unfortunately.
But Mr. Herzog, you don't seem to understand. We use that collection money to help feed and clothe people.
Which is precisely what I'm in business to do as well. Exactly as my father did when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. You see, son, I don't run a store. It's a vessel of life. And I'm the commander. And if you don't get on board, it's every man for himself. Do I make myself clear?
Aye,
I'm the admiral of retail, and I sail the seas of trade. In my captain's log, I detail every blessed cent I've made. From stem to stern, I know what I've earned, and I hourly review it. From fore to aft, it's a thankless task, but someone's got to do it.
And you're the man to do it.
I labor willingly with this philosophy. It's a big heave-ho for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough.
Aye, aye.
Give a loud ahoy, for in my employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
It's a loud ahoy for in his employ. The policy is get the green stuff.
The green stuff? Your only motive is to make money? Mr. Herzog, you can't mean that. Not on Christmas Eve.
Oh, why, especially on Christmas Eve. Why, this is the biggest sales day of the year. In fact, we even have a cash and carry policy. No cash, no carry. Daddy would have been proud. It's a day for cash transactions. Regulations must prevail. And the buyer's satisfaction must not interfere with sales. No refund clause, no fa-la-la-las. I trust everyone agrees here.
Aye.
No credit woes, no ho-ho-hos. After all, my middle name is Ebenezer.
Your middle name is Ebenezer.
Yes, sir, and proud of it. If Scrooge were here right now, I'm sure he'd take this vow. It's a big heave-ho for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough.
Aye, aye.
Give a loud ahoy, for in my employ, the policy is get the green stuff.
It's a loud ahoy for in his employ. The policy is get the green stuff.
Mr. Herzog, I know I've only been working here here for 2 weeks, but couldn't you bend the rules for one day? Especially a day like Christmas Eve?
Change the rules? Violate regulations? Not on my command. What are you trying to do, Mrs. Garfield? Incite a mutiny?
Well, no, of course not.
Then get back on board! To your post! Rough seas ahead! When recession's winds are blowing and your ship is miles from shore, our employees must keep rowing, everyone must hold his oar. Unless we dock with a whale of a stock and a great big surplus anchor, one day you'll blink and the store will sink. And I'll be the one who sank her.
You'll be the one who sank her.
Now cut that out. That day won't come, you see.
If we're all in harmony.
It's the big keep hold for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for my employ. The policy is get the green stuff. It's a big keep hold for the profits grow when your ship and crew are tough. Give a loud ahoy for my employ. The policy is get the green stuff. It's a big keep hold, the profits grow. A loud ahoy, my employ. The policy will guarantee that we'll get the green stuff. The store casts off in 1 minute.
Oh, okay, Otis, get the door, everybody to their stations. I'll take the wheel.
Oh, wow, that's reassuring.
Stuff a stocking in a Dixie.
Alice, I'd better get out of here before the stampede, I mean the tidal wave hits. Hey, you'll be able to see our nativity, won't you?
Yes, at 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, as far as I know.
Okay, I'll be there.
Okay, better abandon ship now, Brother Spam.
Whatever.
What a great day! There's money in the air. I can smell it. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Shopping, shopping. We are shopping, shopping.
Shopping, shopping.
We are shopping, shopping. Last minute shopping, shopping. Till we drop.
Excuse me, where's the return department?
Shopping, shopping. We are shopping, shopping. Shopping, shopping. Bye, bye, bye. Shopping, shopping. Last minute shopping, shopping. Shop, shop, shop. Till we drop.
Excuse me, where's the return department?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm still new here. I don't know.
It's 5 rows back, to the left, behind the shoppers.
Thank you.
Dixie, it's already 10 o'clock and I barely sold a yo-yo.
Have some faith, kid, and push a little.
What do you mean?
I'll show you.
Shopping, 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 shopping.
Try selling. See what I mean? You gotta start selling.
I guess I'm not so good at selling.
There you go. Let them know you're selling.
Okay, here goes. I'm selling.
Yeah, girl.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Excuse me, is this the return department?
Get out of my way. You're blocking the flow of customers. Nobody returns Maxwell Q selling
Just a
merchandise.
minute there, Maxwell.
And happy holidays, Mr. Consumer. Sorry, Mr. Herzog, I didn't see you there. It's a very busy morning.
Indeed. What's the total?
Total? Hang on, just a minute. It's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. Well, a lot more than a toy department, I can tell you that.
Well, we'll see this afternoon, won't we? I'd hate to think that my sales captain was being outsold by a swabby. Carry on.
I'll show her.
I'll show him.
The Christmas rush is on again. It's starting overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive. It's shopping, shopping.
Come and get
We
your
are shopping,
bargain.
shopping.
Oh, no, you don't.
Never
But you gotta show her. Yes, I do. So buy from me.
Shopping, shopping.
I'm gonna sell this bargain.
know where the return department is?
No! Nice try, Alice, but your little gimmicks aren't going to gain you anything.
Except for this pile of, excuse me, sales receipts.
No, Dice, you're going to see every one of those back in the return department. No!
Till we drop.
Okay, kids, the day's half over. How much have you sold? Oh, that's not much. Katie, how about you?
Only half a bag.
That's not enough. Not for a paper like the Christmas Post. Now, I've taught each of you how to yell all the way from Main Street down to Union Station. So let's hear some of it. Good job.
Extra, extra. Read all about it.
Go sell it.
Extra, extra. Gotta shout it. Get your Christmas post.
Is this the return department?
Well, that all depends. What have you got?
And the top of the afternoon to you, Brother Sam. Almost time for your nativity now, isn't it?
Yes, in about half an hour, 4 o'clock, if there's anyone to hear us.
Say, your collection bucket is looking mighty empty. Have you ever considered giving away 3 donuts?
That could be rather sticky, Sergeant. I think we're fine.
Singing, singing, we are singing, singing, but no one's listening, listening to our singing, singing. But we'll keep right on singing. We'll sing, 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 the Christmas rush is on again. It's murder on the feet. The minutes hit, the hours fly. We're dying to compete. There's bargain. Come and get your bargain. Everybody's got a bargain. Never buy from me. I'm gonna sell these bargains. Shop, 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 till we drop.
The store closes in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? But it's only 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock is when we always close at Herzog.
But you can't.
Herzogs can do anything.
Tough break, Mrs. Garfield.
You want to see something break, Maxie?
Try it.
Mr. Garfield, please.
Attention shoppers, hard wheelers, purchase.
Bargain, come and get your bargain. Never see such bargain. As I can be. I'm gonna sell these bargains. Here we drop, 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 shopping, 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 sing bargains. Come and get your bargains. Never see such bargains. As I can be. I'm gonna sell these bargains. Until we drop, until we drop.
Does anybody know where the return department is?
Thank you very much for shopping at Herzog's department store. We know you had a choice of merchants, and we appreciate your patronage. But for now, Merry Christmas, bon voyage, and please vacate the premises by 1600 hours.
1,600 hours?
That's now.
Leaving, leaving, we are leaving, leaving. Now we're leaving, leaving, really leaving, leaving. See us leaving, leaving, leave, till we're gone.
Never mind.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. You may pick up your pay envelopes and your Christmas bonus on your way out. Oh, but only 1 salami per employee. I'll see you all back here again at 0900 hours on the 26th.
That'd be 8 o'clock, sir, outside of Sears and Roebuck, and don't forget the eggnog, okay?
Mr. Herzog, couldn't you keep the store open for just 1 more hour, especially when there's an emergency?
And just what might this emergency be, Mrs. Garfield?
Me! I'm the emergency. I took the sales job on pure commission, and I just about had the money to buy my kids those special presents, that yellow car over there, and the silver bicycle in aisle 10. Couldn't you just leave it open 1 more hour? Please, Mr. Herzog?
Mrs. Garfield, I am sympathetic to your plight, but there is simply no way that Herzog's department store will remain open even 1 minute past 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We have always closed at 4 o'clock, and we always will close at 4 o'clock, just exactly the way my father did when he founded Herzog's 42 years ago. Case closed.
Sorry, kid. He's got the facts right, but not the story. Old man Herzog closed the store at 4 o'clock to throw the biggest Christmas party in Holmesboro, and everyone was invited, including all those people that Brother Sam and his friends are trying to take care of.
Dixie, when did we lose sight of what Christmas is all about?
Oh, probably when we all lost sight of who Christmas is all about. Come on, kid. There's a salami with your name on it.
Well, last call. All ashore who's going ashore.
Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. Well, wait a minute. Hold it, everybody. Wait. Alice, what in the world's going on here?
The store's closed.
But it can't be closing. It's only 4 o'clock.
It can and it has.
4 o'clock is when we've always closed at Herzog's, and we always will, exactly the way my father...
I know it has in the past, but I thought this year would be different. You see, we were scheduled to do our nativity out here at 4 o'clock.
So go ahead. We haven't closed the sidewalk.
But what would be the point? I mean, take a look around. The street is practically deserted.
Well, I'm sorry your box office is down. Perhaps it's your wardrobe. Please excuse me. I have to get back home and change into my civvies. I've got a little bit of last-minute shopping to do.
You mean you don't shop at your own store?
Never! Prices are too high! Besides, we're closed!
Goodbye, kid. Chin up. Remember what tomorrow is.
I know.
Yes, Christmas. Another excuse for paying the American worker a full day's wages for not working. I think that must be the goodwill toward men clause.
You know, Maxwell, I bet the only thing you find under your tree tomorrow morning is a safe deposit box. I hope you'll both be very happy together.
A match made in heaven, I assure you.
Yeah, you wouldn't know heaven if it came down and whacked you on the head.
Well, I guess the star just didn't shine bright enough to get us into Bethlehem this year. But we'll try it again next year. Hey, Hattie, we're going to be singing just a few streets down, all righty?
I'll meet you down there.
And Alice, we're going to save a couple seats for you tonight, all right?
Thanks, Sam.
All right, goodbye. God bless.
Well, so much for taking steps of faith, Hattie. Even one step at a time, and I fell flat on my face.
Well, I wouldn't call it a fall exactly. It was more like a stumble.
Well, call it whatever you like. But the fact still remains, it's Christmas Eve. And I started the day with nothing, and it looks like I'm going to end the day with nothing.
Well, seems I heard that faith is the evidence of things not seen.
But I don't see anything. I don't know how anyone could get much faith from that.
You still seem to be operating from the notion that seeing is believing. I think you've got it backwards. Believing is seeing. Anything can happen on Christmas Eve. Miracles are yours for the asking. The unexpected happens when you believe it may. So anything can happen today. It's the time when angels can appear to us, and the love of God is so near to us. For unto me anything can happen right here, right now. Have a little faith and believe that everything is going to work out somehow, some way. Yes, anything can happen.
Excuse me. Can someone tell me why Herzog's department store is closed?
They closed at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock? Oh, no! No, this can't be happening. Not today.
Oh, well, what's wrong?
I have a present for my daughter. A dollhouse. It's in layaway. You know that special present? Oh, gosh, she had so much faith in me, and I blew it.
Oh,
darn.
Well, I work at Herzog's.
You do?
And I'm not sure how, but maybe I can find a way to get you in.
You will? Oh, lady, you're a lifesaver.
Well, Herzog may have ruined my Christmas, but he's not going to ruin everybody else's. All I have to find is a
key. Old man Herzog gave these to me years ago, just in case of an emergency. As I recall, you are an emergency. Just remember, don't tell anyone where you got them. What you do with them is strictly your affair.
Today I'll find a way to make her dream come true. Just wait and see. Today, tomorrow will change, 'cause I know that she is counting on me. Look, mister, I found the key.
Yes.
I can open up the door to Herzog's now.
Hey, everybody! Herzog's is open! It's a sale!
Oh, but wait a minute. I was only opening the door for one man.
Just one more hour and I'd have all the money I need.
That's right. Yes, Herzog's is open. Special last-minute madness sale. Hurry, shoppers, it's your last chance.
Alice, what in the world's going on here?
Oh, isn't it wonderful, Brother Sam? I believed something would happen, and it did. I'm going to make the money I need.
But where did you get the key?
Oh, it doesn't matter. But bring out the frankincense and hay.
Hey, Glory in Excelsis Dale, we're on our way.
I'm right behind you.
Shopping. The Christmas rush is on again. It's high and overdrive. We only have a single day. We pray we will survive. We're shopping. We are shopping. Buy. Christmas shopping. Last minute shopping. Shop till we drop.
Mrs. Garfield, what is the meaning of this?
Maxwell, Dixie, what are you doing here?
Well, when I saw 2 men running down the street with a canoe for my department, I knew something was afoot.
A Christmas Eve madness sale. Oh, man, Herzog would love this. Count me in. Okay, come on, Nazi, what do you say?
Are you out of your mind?
Someone, please help me in sporting
I'll
goods.
be right with you.
Oh, no. You wait right there. I know what you're up to now. You're trying to earn that extra sales commission. We're not going to do it selling things for my department. You want to play in the big leagues? You got it.
You haven't got a prayer.
That's all you've got,
Maybe
Garfield.
that's all I need.
It's over, Garfield.
No, it's only just begun, Selden.
Shopping. Come and get Christmas shopping.
Everybody got a deal or two. Excitement, survive your shopping. I'm gonna sell me shopping.
Shop till we drop.
What in the world is going on here?
Well, I'm not sure I know, Sergeant, but isn't it grand? Hey, you were right. Anything can happen today.
Anything can happen. Oh, I knew it. Newton and Ryan. I tried to warn them. Surely I did. But does anyone listen to Micro Riley Buchanan? No, they don't. Thank you very much.
Anything can happen.
Hello, Mr. Herzog. It's Sergeant Buchanan.
Anything can happen, anything can happen.
You'd better get down to your store, quick.
Anything can happen, anything can happen.
It's a riot, sir. You're being robbed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 4:45 p.m. on Christmas Eve. And may I say, for the record, that nothing like this has ever happened at Herzog's before. And God willing, nothing like this will ever happen this way again. I demand to know who is responsible for this lawless disregard of policy and tradition.
Me? you couldn't be looking at me. I tried to stop this whole thing. I was a solitary voice of reason in a world gone mad. I battled tirelessly to put an end to this carnage. I put my life on the line for you, sir. Sustaining a painful but cosmetically damaging bruise to my left shin, right there. See it right there from Mrs. Garfield.
Stick a snorkel in it, Maxwell.
Mr. Herzog, it was all my doing. A man needed one more present, a special present, and apparently a lot of other people did too, including me.
I see. Well, Mrs. Garfield, it seems that there's nothing left for me to do but fire you.
Mr. Herzog, you can't do that.
And pray tell why not?
Well, because it's her last day, and the store closed at 4 o'clock.
That's true. But Mrs. Garfield opened the store back up again until 5 o'clock. And since she still has 12 minutes left of her extended employment, it's terminated. What's more, I'm keeping all of her wages earned thus far to pay for all these damages.
Oh, but Mr. Herzog, if you do that, I won't have a Christmas tomorrow. I may not have it tomorrow, period.
Well, you should have thought about that a little earlier, shouldn't you? Come with me, Sergeant Buchanan. I need to file a report at the precinct offices around the corner. Oh, I hope Daddy never has to see this.
Mr. Herzog, wait a second. Are you sure you want to fire Mrs. Garfield? I mean, might not that be a bit of extreme? Well, what I mean to say is, of course, everything that happened here is her fault. Yes, most naturally. But, you know, taking all her money on Christmas, doesn't everybody deserve a Christmas morning? And couldn't you just bend your policy maybe just this once?
And which question would you like me to answer?
Well, all of them, I think.
All right. Yes, no, not necessarily, and you're out of your mind! Let's go, Sergeant!
Can I finish my jelly donut first?
Sergeant!
Oh, all right, but they've only got peppermint on one day of the year.
Maxwell, you've got to get Mr. Herzog to reconsider. You've no idea how much Alice had riding on that money.
I tried. Didn't you just hear me try? After all, I'm not my brother's keeper, nor my sister's for that matter. We'd all be a lot better off if we just worried about ourselves.
Well, I'm awfully sorry that everything seems to be a matter of self-interest to you, Maxwell. Even Christmas. Oh, by the way, here's 10% of our take, as Mr. Herzog puts it. Afraid our collection wasn't very much, but, well, big things always seem to come of it. You know, Maxwell, you really should stop paying so much attention to price tags. They're not always very good indicators of what something is really worth.
Come on, honey, buck up. Today isn't over yet, and anything
Oh, no, thank you. I've had quite enough of things happening today, and I'm calling it quits before I ruin everybody else's Christmas, too.
Alice, everything you've done here tonight was to help someone else have a better Christmas. God always honors a giving heart. It's just that sometimes he takes a little longer than we planned.
I'm sorry, Brother Sam, but I'm out of time and just about everything else. For the last 3 years, all I've done is ask God for more faith. And as far as I can see, he keeps answering no. Look at this catastrophe around me.
Well, you know, that may be part of the problem. It's awfully easy for us to keep our eyes focused on our circumstances and not on God.
That's right. And child, that is one recipe for disaster. Why, look at Mary and Joseph, or even the shepherds and kings. If they'd all sat around with their miseries and thought about nothing except how impossible their situation was, where do you think they would have ended up? Not in Bethlehem, I can tell you that. They didn't understand all of God's plan either. Fact is, most of the time they didn't even have a map. All they had was a star and a promise. So listen here, Lamb Chop. You don't need more faith. You just need to start acting on it. Nobody ever got to Bethlehem without a little forward motion. No more steps of faith, kid. I think it's time to take a leap. Ready? Don't give up. Don't give in. When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in. Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, he's watching over you. Night and day, he's telling you to keep the faith. So don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give in.
Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just
Garfield, what are you still doing on store property? I believe I made it perfectly clear that your employment with us ended exactly 4 minutes ago. So what are you doing standing on the furniture?
Mr. Herzog, there's something you should know.
Something I should know. One more thing I should know.
Mr. Herzog, there's something you should know.
And what's that?
About the way you run your store and your regulations, and it's more than just the green stuff and salamis and well, if you don't take a leap of faith once in a while, you'll never get to Bethlehem. And I think there's such a thing as running too tight a ship.
Mrs. Garfield, whatever are you talking about?
Your ship's too tight, sir.
What is she saying, Miss Plunkett?
Just what everyone is saying.
And what is everyone saying?
Well, Mr. Herzog, we think it's such a wonderful idea to have a Christmas Madness sale.
You know, I haven't been shopping here at Herzog's very often, but I will in the future.
Well, thank you, I think.
Well, it's such a pleasure to shop at a store that puts the customer before the almighty dollar.
And you know, are you going to have another Madness sale on the 26th?
I'm not sure. That is, the policy hasn't been established. Excuse me a moment. Maxwell. What's going on?
Brother Sam, what's going on?
Sometimes God takes a little longer than we planned.
Shoppers, I apologize for the earlier confusion of this afternoon, but concerning the so-called Herzog's Midnight Madness Christmas Eve sale, there's really actually nothing else to say except that...
Junior!
Daddy!
Hello, Elliot.
Before you say a word, I can explain everything.
I'm not sure you need to. I've heard the whole story from half of Holmesboro.
Really? That many?
My phone hasn't stopped ringing for 1 solid hour. New customers, old customers, the boys down at the 47th precinct. All anyone can talk about is this Christmas Eve Madness sale. It seems to have turned this store and this town upside down. So I only have one thing to say.
I've weathered many a storm and gale, sir. Fire away.
Brilliant sales strategy, son! I didn't think you had it in you. I know I promised not to interfere when you took charge 5 years ago, but I just had to come down and say, ship shape!
Well, I'm surprised. I mean, it should come as no surprise that I would institute a marketing campaign that would so capture the spirit of the season. Yes. Well, I met some resistance at first, but I alone stood firm, insisting that regulations not get in the way of everyone's Christmas wishes coming. Well, actually, there was one person who offered some assistance. Dixie Plunkett, my faithful bookkeeper, she was right there from the start. And of course, Brother Sal and the Holy Shouters Band, they really helped to give an atmosphere. Well, actually, it was a group project. Yes, every single customer contributed to our success. All right. It was Alice Garfield's idea.
Yeah, that's right.
I had the feeling someone else was involved. Congratulations, my dear.
you.
Whatever gave you the inspiration?
I was just trying to get a special present for someone.
Huh. Well, that's what this store's always been about for 42 years. Well, I'm certainly proud to have someone like you on Herzog's payroll. Aren't you, son?
Yes, sir.
Does that mean I still get my 2 weeks of salary?
Well, of course it does. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you'd stick around next week for our after-Christmas sale. Do you have any brainstorms for the 26th?
The 26th? Yeah. too late. I need the money now. Yes, Mr. Herzog, I do have a brain. I mean a brainstorm.
What are you talking about?
Well, we still have 10 minutes left, and we haven't sold all those overstocked dolls and paddle balls, and why don't we offer them at a special price?
But we've already tried half-pricing them.
No, not half price. Double the price.
What?
Half the proceeds can go to Brother Sam's Soup Kitchen, and the toys can be given to the children at the church service tonight.
Oh, that's the most irresponsible, addle-brained, unprecedented scheme.
I love it.
I love it.
Carry on, my dear. I can see I'm leaving the rest of Christmas Eve in good hands.
Thank you.
I must run. I've got an appointment at the Christmas tree with my grandchildren. So do you, Elliot. 15 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's a note from Amanda reminding you to buy an angel for the top of the tree. Don't disappoint my favorite granddaughter. She's got a lot of faith in you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Mr.
And God
Herzog.
bless your new year.
Same for you.
Bye, Daddy. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all we have left to sell our entire stock of dolls and paddles. Where's my sales force? Maxwell, Otis, Jepson, Nadine, Dixie, surely you will...
In your dreams. We are all officially off duty. Looks like there's only one salesperson left.
I do have 10 minutes of my extended employment.
One salesperson for all of this?
That's right. And remember, she's on commission.
Hey, the church is just 6 blocks off Central, and the service starts in just 30 minutes. Just follow my congregation.
Get your Christmas Eve special. Double the price. Give it away. Spread some hope for Christmas Day. So don't give up.
Don't give up, no, no, no. Don't give in.
When the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in.
Let your faith begin.
Well, the Lord will see you through. He's watching over you.
Night and day he's telling you to keep the faith.
So don't give up.
Don't give up, no, no,
Don't
no.
give in.
Don't give in.
And when the going's tough, that's just when faith kicks in.
Let your faith begin.
Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you.
Night and day he's telling you to keep the faith.
Well, the Lord will see you through. Yes, He's watching over you.
Night and day he's telling you to keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Dixie, have you ever seen so much
Green stuff.
yeah, green stuff?
Goodbye, green stuff.
And it's certainly gratifying to know that most of it is going to Brother Sam's Soup Kitchen.
Thank you.
And after Alice is commissioned, the rest can be used for any damages. Starting with the captain's log.
But the captain's log isn't damaged.
Well, we can fix that. Great day in the morning. Who left this peppermint jelly donut in accounts receivable? Oopsie daisy. And I think we also need to do something about that whistle.
The whistle's damaged too.
Well, just take a closer look.
Oh, you have to see what you mean. You have to really do something for it.
Oh, Brother Sam, you were right. If we stay focused on our problems, we'll never get past them, even when God's there all the time.
Yes, it's so good that he's so willing to wait for us, no matter how long we take. Excuse me, Alice.
Sure.
Maxwell, are you all right? You've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'm just double-checking the inventory. You know, big sale on Christmas Eve. Take stock of where everything is.
Yes, Christmas Eve is an excellent time to do that. Well, that was quite a sale, though, wasn't it?
You know, I can't get over those people. Paying double the price for something they didn't even want, and then giving it away. Well, they're
gullible fools.
That's not what I said. Not this time, at least. Listen, Brother Sam, about what I said earlier today, actually about a lot of things I said earlier today. Well, what I mean to say...
Maxwell, don't say anything. Just say Merry Christmas. That's really all you have to say. Don't worry about it. So, you about ready to go home?
Well, I'm certainly not going to spend my evening in this drafty old icebox, I can tell you that.
Well, no, what I meant was, are you going to be spending Christmas with your family?
My family has moved on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Depression killed my parents. First my dad, then my mom. Watching both your parents work themselves into an early grave tends to color one's perspective. I swore 5 years ago I'd never be poor again. I'd never let that happen to me. So far I haven't.
Well, were the times that you did have with your mom and dad happy ones?
Always.
Well, then you weren't poor.
What are you talking about? We were one step away from being destitute, especially at Christmas time.
Yes, well, let me tell you what colors my perspective, especially at Christmas time. That at the middle of our most expensive holiday, a baby came into this world. He was destitute, homeless, and wrapped in rags. You know, Maxwell, sometimes I think that he came into this world that way so that you and I would be more apt to listen to him. Like when he would talk about things that would bring real success into this life. Like when he said, what good would it do you to gain the whole world but to lose your own soul?
Not to worry there. We were never in any danger of gaining the world. When it was just Mom and me, half the time we didn't know where our next meal was coming from. Christmas time, she would always take an extra job, just like Mrs. Garfield. She always wanted to make sure I got that one special present under the tree, and I always did. She always made sure I had that one special present.
Maxwell, you're welcome to spend tomorrow with me and my family. You know, Christmas is a lousy time to spend alone.
According to who?
Well, according to God, for one. That's how this all got started in the first place. Obviously, we weren't doing too well on our own. And so God decided to help us. And he came down and became one of us. He even took on a name that means just that. Emmanuel. God with us.
Well, that's a real beautiful and lofty thought if you live in the world of Christmas cards and nativity scenes. But in my world, people leave, and people die. You're better off just to depend on yourself.
Yes, people do let us down, and we all are going to die. Those are two pretty certain facts. But you know, I'm equally certain of the fact that Jesus came to take care of both of those issues.
What? With a manger?
No, not just with a manger. Christmas was only the beginning. Start at the manger on a cold winter night. Look for the star in the sky, then follow its light. It leads to a Savior for a world that is lost. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, at the babe in the hay, the gift of our Father in heaven, the price he would pay to save all his children, no matter the cost. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. Imagine that you own the wealth of the world, all of its silver and gold.
What good would it do when tomorrow arrives and my heart is empty and cold?
Start at the manger where redemption began, when Jesus stepped down from his throne to die as a man. All of our riches, we will count them as loss if we start at the manger, then go to the cross. Start at the manger, then go to the cross. You know, Maxwell, the invitation for tomorrow still stands. And if you're not doing anything later this evening, well, you're welcome to come to our evening service.
I'm sure you'll have a packed church tonight, Brother Sam. One more won't make a big difference.
One more makes all the difference. Well, I'd better be getting. And Hattie McGee, you have a wonderful Christmas now, you hear?
The same to you, but you better hurry because you got a church full of people waiting on you.
Yes, I do, don't I? I better be getting back there before they change their minds.
True.
Brother Sam, wait a second. Here's the 10% back. Put it in the original offering. That's where it belongs.
I wish you'd come and deliver it yourself.
I have another appointment, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. Well, we're just 6 blocks off Central, if you change your mind. Merry Christmas. Oh, excuse me there, young lady. I almost ran over you.
Sorry, Brother Sam. It's almost 5 o'clock, so I've got to get to Hattie's right away. Herzog's is going to close.
I wouldn't worry. Seems like that store has a lot of trouble staying closed tonight. Now listen, you give your mom the best Christmas ever. You hear?
Don't worry, I will.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Here's a little something from me to you.
What is it?
A cheese ball, only without the knife.
Well, thank you, I think.
You know, you could eat it now or take it over to the church. 6 blocks off Central in case you forgot.
I didn't forget. I've got another engagement, which reminds me I'm running a bit late.
More than you know. Happy holidays.
Hattie! I sold every one of my papers and no freebies. Well, maybe a couple. But I think I've got enough money. I've just got to have enough.
Let's put it up here. I'll count it out for you.
Aren't you through counting yet, Dixie? I've just got to have the right amount of money.
I'm counting, darling, I'm counting. Don't you see the smoke rising from my fingers?
Ladies, I leave you to drop anchor and lock up. I'll see you, Miss Plunkett, and you, Mrs. Garfield, on the 26th. Oh, Daddy says he'll be dropping by to see what brainstorms are brewing.
Well, I'll be there, and so will my brain.
Yes, I was afraid of that. Well, good evening, ladies, and good work, Mrs. Garfield.
Really?
For a swabby, you can really pull an oar. Carry on.
Aye, aye. Now count it up one more time.
Oh, Hattie, that can't be the right amount. I'm so close. Add it up again.
I already figured it twice, but I'll do it again.
Oh, bother. I forgot Amanda's angel for the tree. Where am I going to find an angel at this time?
Oh, Hattie, it's beautiful.
Remarkable. I didn't know you had Christmas ornaments here at your newsstand, Mrs. McGee.
Well, there's quite a few things you've missed over the years, Mr. Herzog.
Yes, I'm finding that out. Well, how much for this angel?
How much do you need?
$1.83.
$1.83.
That's an odd price.
Well, then let's make it an even $2. That's normal enough.
Well, all right. Well, how about that? I have just exactly $2.
Good.
It is a beautiful angel. I'm lucky I found one.
It's Christmas Eve, Mr. Herzog. They're everywhere tonight.
Here's a little something from me to you, Elliot.
Your window wreath? Why, thank you, Mrs. McGee.
Well, I know how you love the green stuff. Now, you better hurry home. You've got a tree and an anxious 5-year-old waiting on that angel.
Yes, you're right. Merry Christmas, ladies.
Merry Christmas.
2 whole dollars! Oh, Hattie, I made it! I've got more than enough.
Let me get your pay envelope.
It's quite a sales technique you got there, kiddo. Maybe I should take some lessons.
Oh, hi again there, mister. I'm sorry I threw that paper at you before. I was kind in a hurry.
Yeah, so was I. Look, forget it. Listen, kid, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you really believe angels are real?
Of course. I know they're real. Heaven, too.
But how do you know?
I'm not sure. I just do.
Well, you can't see them, can you?
Well, no. But I can't see the wind either. And I know that's real.
Yes, but you can see what the wind does to leaves and trees and other things and people and...
Well, yeah. And I guess that's how I know God and angels are real. By what happens to other things and other people. Kind of like today.
Yes, like today.
My mom calls it faith. But I just call it like I see it.
But that's it. You can't see it.
Oh, I'll see heaven one day. And angels, too. But not until I die. My daddy will be there, and both of my grandmas, and Jesus, too. My mom says that it'll be better than 1,000,000 Christmases.
Listen, kid, if the wind is that strong, and this faith thing is so real, and you and your mom and so many others feel it so strongly, why can't I?
I don't know. Maybe you're just too bundled up. Or maybe you're facing the wrong direction.
Katie, here's your pay envelope. You better hustle if you want to buy anything else today.
Thanks, Hattie. Bye. Merry Christmas, mister.
Maxwell, do you know what hour it's getting to be?
The hour? Yes, Eddie, I need to run. I'm late for an engagement. Merry Christmas. What was that, 5 blocks off?
6 blocks. Didn't I tell you there were miracles in the air today just waiting to happen? One right around the corner, the other 6 blocks off Central. Yep, I told you so. That first Christmas Eve miracle just keeps rubbing off on all of us. Godspeed, Maxwell Selden. This year, you're going to have a real Christmas.
I can't believe I'm still short. Not by much. One more sale would do it. Listen, why don't I loan you what you need? Just until...
No. I've come this far. I'm going to count it one more time. I'm not going to abandon ship now.
Abandon? Alex, you're really starting to scare me.
Excuse me, but is it too late to buy something?
It hasn't been so far today, but you'll have to check with our sales staff.
Where are they?
They're all right over there, counting.
Thanks.
57, 58, 59.
Excuse me, but I'd like to buy something, please.
Yes, may I help?
I'd like to buy the locket in the window, please.
Katie, you don't have to do that.
One more sale will do it. The store closes in 1 minute.
Which locket would you like, miss?
The silver one. The one big enough to hold this picture of my daddy.
Sold.
And here's your commission, your full commission.
And I'd like to buy those items in layaway, please.
Sold.
The yellow car! The one that Scotty wanted so much. I thought you said you couldn't afford it.
Well, I found something under my tree this morning. Something I think I misplaced for a while.
What's that?
A little extra faith. Something else that I found there, too.
What?
Well, I think you should see for yourself.
My bicycle! Oh, Mom, you're the best. Oh, it's the one with the red chrome and the basket and the tassels on the handlebars.
Yeah.
Can I use it to deliver papers?
Well, you
Wait
have
till
to be
Trudy
careful
again and
now.
see this. Can I ride it in
Now
school?
remember, there's still
Get a
some
nice
ice on the road.
to
Be
work.
careful,
We can do
Katie.
it. Whoopee!
Oh.
I knew you could do it, kid. I always did. I think you were the last to know.
I knew he could do it.
Well, I think that's everything. You coming?
In a minute. You go on. I'll lock up. I have the key, remember?
That's right, you do. Have a Merry Christmas, Alice.
You too, Dickie. Today I found a way to make her dream come true this Christmas Eve. Today, tomorrow has changed, 'cause I found the faith to finally believe in a little more Christmas at Christmas time this year. A little less heartache, a little more Christmas cheer. A dream that won't vanish, that dares to last. A little more future, a little less past. Believing in Christmas, this Christmas won't be tough. When believing